DreAllDay.com.
Everybody, I want to give you 3 tips when it comes to opinions and advice is going to come from other people. Coming from the peanut gallery is what I call it. When I was real young, this woman I knew, she used to say, no opinions from the peanut gallery. That means the people in the background who you don't even know, who may not even have any credibility to be telling you anything, but they're giving you all their opinions, trying to give you some advice on what you should do. I'm going to give you 3 tips about that. Number 1 thing, when it comes to people giving you their opinions and advice, is be wary of opinions and advice coming from people who are not practicing the thing they're telling you to do. You ever had somebody come to you and tell you you should do something, but then you look at them and you know they're not even doing the thing that they're advising you to do? Why would you even want to do that? Why would you follow advice from someone who's not even following their own advice? Most of the time that means they're throwing some bullshit out there that's not even accurate, not even true, and it probably is not even going to lead to the result that they think is going to lead to, or at least that they say is going to lead to, because if it did, just think about it. If the advice that person's giving out was actually good and it was actually actionable and it worked, why are they not doing it? Be wary of people giving you advice that is not being practiced by the person who's giving it to you. That's the number 1 thing. Always vet people for their advice. If someone gives you some advice they think is good, they probably have done it already. It just makes sense. That's why when you go find a mentor, you go find a coach, you find somebody who was already successful in that area so they can tell you exactly what to do to get there. Number 2 point, the more successful you get, the more successful you become in life, you're going to get more people coming to you with advice, more people coming to you with opinions, more people coming to you because they want something from you. It may even be your attention. And what you got to understand is the more successful you get, the fewer people you need to listen to. The more successful you get, the fewer people you need to be listening to. You need to tighten your circle the more successful you get. Now, if you're at a point right now where you're pretty new, starting out, don't many people know you, you haven't achieved much, then you should be wide open. Keep your brain wide open to everything around you, because you never know where that one key that's going to get you the success you want is going to come from. You never know where that one little piece is going to come from. But the more successful you get, the fewer people you need to be listening to, the fewer opinions you need to be taking in, the less advice you need to be asking for. And the third thing is that when people are offering you advice, that they haven't done, people are offering you advice that's free, what we call free advice. Let's say somebody comes to you with some advice, they just offer it to you for no reason, or some opinion for no reason. Usually you don't need to take that. Free advice is usually worth exactly what you pay for it. And sometimes people say to me, well, Dre, you do Periscope, or if you do a webinar, or if you tweet something that's advice-like, then that means you're giving away free advice. No, it's not exactly the same thing. What you have to understand is if you on this Periscope right here, nobody forced you to get on here. You chose to come on here and listen to this. So it's not like I ran up to you and said, yo, you got to listen to this advice that I'm giving you. Listen to my opinions. It's a completely different thing. When you get somebody who's coming to you with their opinions, it's usually worthless. For example, if I ran up on you and said, yo, listen to this. You ever had somebody just run up on you, just try to tell you what you should do and try to give you some advice, and you know they haven't done it, you know they don't have the success in the area that they're talking to you about? That opinion, that advice is usually worthless. It's usually worthless. If it was worth something, they'd be charging you for it. If it was worth something, they'd be doing it themselves, and you be coming to them. What I always tell people is this: when you got the goods, they come to you. They call you when you got the goods. And if you call them, they answer the phone. When you don't got the goods, you probably find it hard to find anybody who even wants to know what you got to say. You find it hard to find people who ask you for advice. You find it hard to find people who want your opinions. When you got it, people will come to you. If you ain't got it, ain't nobody coming to you, it probably means you ain't got it. Doesn't mean you can't get it, but it means you ain't got it yet. You got to go get it. That means you got to stay open, listen to things, find that one piece that you need so you can get what you got to get, then they're going to start coming to you. So my name is Dre Baldwin, for those people who don't know me. I told y'all I come from Philly. I got a podcast. It's called Work on Your Game. So if you got a podcast app on your phone, I think they're on every phone now, right? But whatever phone you got, get on Stitcher, get on iTunes, get on SoundCloud. We're on all those places. My podcast is on there. It's called Work on Your Game. My Snapchat name is @Dre Baldwin. First name, last name. It's my Snapchat. The link is in my Periscope bio. So just click the link in my bio. Follow me on Snapchat. I appreciate everybody who listens to the pod. If you listen to the podcast, please leave me a review. A 5-star review on iTunes or on Stitcher, wherever you at. You can follow me on SoundCloud, whichever place you listen to it, especially iTunes. Leave us a review. That'll push us up, because that's the biggest podcast platform right now. So if you're on iTunes, leave us a 5-star review. Very important. Everybody have a fantastic Wednesday. I appreciate that. Super takeoff. Everybody have a great Wednesday. Work on your game. DreAllDay.com. What could you not do with more confidence? Less attention to the negativity of other people, more focus on your goals than nothing else, and not letting unforeseen circumstances slow you down. Would all of those help you out? Well, go to DreAllDay.com/bulletproof. Check out my new 8-week course called Bulletproof Mindset. get started, and I'll see you over there. Work on your. If you're on Snapchat, hit me on the Snap. My Snap name is @Dre Baldwin. You already know how that works. And I got a podcast, if you didn't know. It is called Work on Your Game. It is an everyday podcast where I talk about getting yourself into the right mindset, that bulletproof mindset. Getting yourself seen, heard, known. Getting the exposure you want and making things happen in your life instead of waiting for things to happen to or for you. Subscribe to that podcast when you're on iTunes, SoundCloud, and Stitcher. Make sure you check it every single day. Make sure you're subscribed so you catch the heat. Work on your game.
Dre Ball. I feel like Dre Ball. I feel like Dre Ball.